Well, everyone, the PlayStation 5 Slim has just came out and I was able to go ahead and get my hands on it. So I wanted to do kind of a comparison between the PlayStation 5 Slim and the PlayStation 4 Pro and see which particular model is the better one for you. Now, I will definitely tell you, a lot of you may already know this, the PlayStation 5 Slim is a way better console in every single area. I can't really think of a way where the PlayStation 4 Pro is the better console, especially with holidays right around the corner. And if you have any gift cards that are coming in or whatever, the PlayStation 5 Slim is the best PlayStation you can buy as of this point. However, I said the same thing in 2020, I said the same thing in 2021. For over 3 years now, I've been saying the same thing. If you are an owner of a PlayStation 4, the rollover in terms of time, like the transition period from a PlayStation 4 to a PlayStation 5, is going to be longer than a PlayStation 3 to a PS4. Same thing with like the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. The reason why that is the case is because Sony and all these gaming manufacturers did such a good job with the last generation of gaming consoles that there's really just going to be a humongous transition period until people get their hands on the next gen of consoles. Now with the PlayStation 5 Slim, and it's probably in the last year, Microsoft and Sony have done a really good job at making sure there's a massive quantity of gaming console that people are buying. So there's less scalpers, less people are making money from like third-party sales. So that's a really, really big way of increasing the gaming base of these, the customer base of these gaming consoles. However, a really big thing to keep in mind is that with the PlayStation 4 Pro, this console, right, is at the end of its lifespan. The PlayStation 5 Slim, it's not even in the beginning of its lifespan, but it's probably like 20 to 30% done of its lifespan so far. There's still a humongous headway ahead of the PlayStation 5 Slim. So from a future standpoint, you're definitely going to be in a really good spot with something like the PlayStation 5 Slim. But the advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro is that this particular console does actually have a little bit of capability. The advantage of something like the PlayStation 4 Pro is that this console is kind of at the end of its lifespan. There's already so many games out for this console. It's kind of, probably getting some, exclusives that aren't being supported on this console. It's a very fast console for the most part. But the big thing is you can get this console for pennies on the dollar of what it used to be. Maybe not quite pennies on the dollar, but a substantial discount than what this console used to be available for. This console is available all over the place in used manufacturer sales. But the big thing here is that you can buy a PS4 Pro today and probably have it come to you before next week in the used market for a cheaper value. That's a really big advantage for the PS4 Pro. And that's a console that still has so many accessories for it, a ton of games available for it, and even like games that you want to download in the PlayStation store, you can do that. And there's a humongous array of games that you can basically afford in that standpoint. The PlayStation 5 Slim though is in a very good spot too. They both have disc trays, they both have USB accessories you can plug in and everything like that. But the advantage of buying something like the PlayStation 5 Slim is that you can play those PlayStation 5 games. Now there's probably going to be somewhat of a transition period of these games kind of coming out and being more exclusive for the next generation of consoles. Right now there's still a lot of overlap, but if you're wanting a console that can last you for the next 10 years and have games probably still come out for that console 10 years from now, dude, you could probably look at something like the PlayStation 5 Slim and probably be in a really good spot. Like you can buy that console today and probably still get support for it like 10 years from now in terms of the games that are still coming out for it. That means you could probably get this, console today and have GTA 6 come out for it and GTA 7 come out for it within the same exact console. You probably can't say that for the PS4 Pro. I mean, you can say that for GTA 5 and GTA 6, but not for GTA 7. And that's just one console, that's just one game, as an example. So there is a humongous, future ahead of the PlayStation 5 Slim. Yeah, you're spending a little bit more money, but there's also more accessories coming out for the PS5 Slim. I love the PS5, DualSense controller. I think that's a really good controller it has. And I also do think things like PSVR 2, like those types of accessories that Sony has built out are much better than the last generation like PSVR 1 and even the PS4 DualShock controller. Like a lot of people like those controllers. I definitely do like the accessories that are kind of surrounding the PlayStation 5. I love the UI of the PS5. I think that definitely looks a lot better than the PS4 Pro. So that's like another thing to keep in mind too. So what I'll tell you is, I think everyone kind of already knows the advantages of going up to a PlayStation 5, but the specific advantage why I like the PlayStation 5 Slim is that it is a much smaller console. It's a substantially smaller console than the original PlayStation 5, and that was one of my main issues with the PS5, the original one. Not that the PS5 Slim, is a little bit smaller, and it still maintains the same exact power, and you're actually getting a little bit more storage with that console. I think it's definitely a better deal than something like the original PlayStation 5, whether you're getting the disc or the digital version. So, and another big thing, if you want, you can buy the PS5 Slim without the disc tray and then just buy the disc tray separately and then just combine it and you can get it, probably before the scalper is able to resell it. So I will definitely tell you, in my opinion, the PS4 Pro is a very good option if you're currently owning a PlayStation 3 or no gaming console and you want to go and get, support for a console that already has all the games and everything out for it, and you want to buy games that are last generation that are much cheaper, go for the PS4 Pro. If not, every other person watching this, I would just recommend buying the PlayStation 5 Slim and moving on with your life. Like, there's not a really that big of a reason to buy PS4 Pro, especially considering the fact that the PlayStation 5 Slim can play all the games of the PS4 Pro, so it makes even less sense to buy PlayStation 4 Pro. So that's kind of how I see both these consoles kind of comparing. If you have any other thoughts or questions, if you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.